Welcome everyone.
Hello.
So episode number 37, Huskins live show.
It's another Friday.
It's another Friday, and it is, by the look of it, Friday 26th of February. It says on top here.
Oh,
Fully prepared today.
you're very observant.
Absolutely. So let's give it a few seconds, get a few people online.
Got a few things on our little table here.
A very interesting show again. So last week was a bit different. We did some tutorials.
Yes.
And everyone was really interested in the tutorials. And today I think we're going to do some unboxing of some trains and some RC cars. So it'll be a big show again.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll try to get into a little bit more detail on certain aspects.
Definitely.
Just so it all rounds out and makes a bit more sense.
Absolutely.
We'll show a few new things in a moment.
Definitely.
And we've got some new comps, I guess.
There's a new competition. I think that's probably one of the big announcements for today. The competition started last week.
We did, and we've already got an entry.
There's an entry already.
So we put up an entry today. There's still a little bit of time left, so you've got plenty of time to create an entry. It's all about dioramas.
Yes.
So hence why we've got these models here. So dioramas really opens it up for a lot of stuff. So dioramas seem to be very popular. Last time we were doing competitions, so it's a good start to doing this year's competitions. There's so many subjects that you can include. So it covers all of this, right? You've got science fiction, you've got fantasy, and then you've got real life, civilian,
and armor, military.
Yep, that's right, really. Aircraft. Yep.
So I guess it brings together all the different disciplines of model making, I suppose. Which is including, gluing together a kit.
Yes.
Painting it.
Yep.
Finishing it.
Yep.
Potentially scratch building some components of it.
That's right.
And then you have all the scenery, which gives the extra depth to your model. So it's actually a very exciting project. So
it is.
A scene from a movie.
That's right.
It can be anything really.
The trick is to get the story.
Yes.
It's all about the story. So there's a harmonization between everything that you've got within there.
That's right. And
making it give a narrative. So go onto our events page, which is on Facebook. Just look it up. It's the diorama building competition. So you'll see there's a whole list of rules. There's prizes up on offer. So we're offering prizes for the first, second, and third. They're going to be judged by us. So you'll get some scores, so you get an idea of feedback. And then remember to do the work in progress photos, because they're going to be a huge part of the scoring, and they're really important for everyone else to have a look at as well, because everyone's going to learn from the way you did stuff. Yeah,
definitely. Good opportunity to learn. And as you take a photo, make sure you take your time. That the photo's well taken.
That's right.
Not too bright, not too dark.
That's it.
It's always nice to have a good photo. It's going to give a much better impression, more detail as well. If you have a very dark photo or very bright, it's very hard to see. The quality of the weathering and the detailing. So just take your time. It's a good thing to do as you take that much time to build a model. To actually take as much time to care actually in taking a photo, preparing your entry.
That's right. It's all about the presentation. So the presentation of your model, and then also the presentation of the actual digital image as well.
That's right. So, very good. So
talking about that, so we've got dioramas here. Well, this is actually a diorama that I entered a couple of years ago at Model Expo.
That's right.
So that's another event that we've posted up. So Model Expo is the biggest model competition in Australia.
That's right.
It's run by the IPMS of Australia. Unfortunately, it got called off last year, simply because, as we all know, Corona's called a lot of things off.
That's right.
And it got delayed from this year. So we've still got plenty of time for entries. Now, everyone's made heaps of stuff. So it's gone into October this year. And this is one of the dioramas that I entered 2 years ago. So this is the one from one of the Jubilee movies, a parody of that, and that I got second place for that one. So I'm working on a new diorama at the moment. Yeah,
very detailed.
Yes, it's going to have moving bits, and it's going to be quite different to what most people would see.
Yes, very special.
Trying to change it up a bit.
Very nice. So,
yes.
So that's something like this. What you can aim for this entry, or even something a lot simpler. Really, can be only a car and a figure, for example. Doesn't have to be ultra complicated like this one. So anything really.
Yeah, that's right. So just check the rules. So I've made it so that it's more accessible to everyone. You can make something really complicated if you like, or you can make something simpler like a vignette, which is just a figure and a piece of machinery, or even just two figures and some scenery. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So that's many options. So as we're talking about these, actually, we received today these Woodland Scenics Scale fences.
Really nice.
Which are really nice.
Yep.
Very well detailed. There's a different type of fences that you see through here.
So you had the white picket ones, and now these are the solid wooden.
Solid wooden fences, and that is more traditional kind of almost, so shall we call it a cattle fence kind of thing, you know?
Yes.
And the reason I bring this up is because this could go quite well with a 35th scale kind of type diorama.
Yeah, it'll work really well.
And I know many people tend to scratch build those, but now that there is the ability of having them pre-made, what you can do is you can probably put some more weathering, if anything, but you don't have to spend the time on rebuilding them in full, which is a really lengthy exercise.
Yep.
So definitely worth a look. Let's see actually if we can switch to this camera here.
Yeah, so
they're really well detailed actually.
So they actually got really nice wood grain incorporated.
Definitely. So that's the rail fence.
Yep.
And then there is a more traditional classic
white picket
fence. And you can see there's all the hinges for the gates here.
Yeah.
It's a double gate here.
Yep.
The single gate here.
A little diagonal reinforcing piece.
Yeah, at the back here. It's, they're really well made. And a more, what they call it, privacy fence here, which is more for a kind of a industrial yard. Perhaps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's got the industrial feel, and it's got that dirt on the bottom.
That's right. It's really nicely weathered.
Yep.
You've got a gate here for a single entry, and then you've got like a double entry gate on that side. Cool. And here's a good example of what it could look like when it's finished. And mind you, this one are produced in quite a few different scales. So there's obviously O scale, HO, and N scale. So the same variations, which I think in the range are about 5 or 6 different ones.
Yes.
They come in all different scales.
Oh, amazing that they haven't had these available earlier.
That's right. Yep. So if you're looking at a diorama in roughly 35th scale, it's a good fit, good option really. So
nice.
Very good.
We already have a guess on the car.
Oh, we haven't actually mentioned about the car yet.
Oh yeah, there's a car at the front here. This is our traditional guessing car.
That's right.
Yep.
So Rob has mentioned that is a Charger.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes.
But there's more to it, I think.
Yes.
Year, colour. What else do we need?
Which brand was it?
So Rob knows it already, so let's see if he keeps it for himself for a little bit longer. At least the game goes for a few minutes longer. So let's see who else can actually guess this one. So let's leave it here at the front.
I might get these lights going again because I quite like these lights.
So what Gundam is this one?
This is the MG-EX Unicorn.
That was a very special release for last year, this one from memory?
Yeah, so actually have we still got the box? No, we haven't got the box up. We've got the Unleashed up there. But this one's been slightly modified too, so Vincent's done a really good job with this.
This is impressive.
He's got all the full armour bits that he's chucked on the back. So the traditional one has got or you've got here, it doesn't have these beam swords and stuff, but you get what you see mainly in the front. You don't get these guns here. He's up-armoured it. But you do get a full cage, which we haven't brought over, but it's a full maintenance cage.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you just got the controls for all the lights in the front, which I saw me just pushing there before.
Change green, red, purple from memory.
It's really cool because it pulsates. There's certain ones where it pulsates the light.
Different ways to actually get the lights through.
Yep.
And it's quite nice. It's got some transparent parts. It's probably hard to see on camera. You probably won't be able to see, but you see light coming through the transparency on different parts of the kit, which is really special. So these kits are really well thought. They're actually quite complex to build because you've got an inner frame.
Yes.
And the inner frame is what probably gives this kind of depth, really, having the light coming through the transparency and through the armament.
It's amazing the engineering on this because, as you see it, this is actually in its destroy mode, which is the fighting mode.
Right.
So it's actually got all the panels are opened up, and that's why you can see the
colours, the
colours.
lights.
Yep. So if you had it in unicorn mode, it's actually all closed off. So you can actually push in all those panels and it'll be all closed up. It'll take you a little while to close all these up.
I think so.
But I think it looks a bit more impressive when you see all the light coming through.
Definitely is. Very good.
Possible to maybe show them up close.
Let's actually
give it a go.
How about we move this one away?
To whatever degree we can.
Let's move it away.
And just get this bit off here. It's got lots of option bits, so that's one for lighting there. Let's see if we can just stand this. Oh, off he goes. Going to go for a bit of a launch.
There we go.
How's this?
Alright, that's him. That's in red mode.
Okay, so the eyes are all in green. You may not be able to see that, but we've got him in destroy mode and he's in his in the red color. Let me see if I can scroll through these different options. So I just switched it to the next one. There you go.
it's
There's a
fully
green
green
mode.
now.
And there is another mode where I think it pulsates between a moment in red and then it goes to a moment in green. So let's try this one here.
Alright, so,
Alright, so
right now.
this is a pulsating mode, I think. So it's going to glow up and down, and it'll probably hang around in red color for a while. But there's the options that you can see. And then we'll press again, that's off. Press again. The face is all lit. Anything else happening? No,
That's it.
give it another go. Eyes are on.
And it's
Boom.
red again.
We're red. Yeah, so this was, the engineering is really great on this. Apart from the panels, this has got the new style flexible lighting, I guess, joining. So it's got mylar film, so it's got a lot of flexibility. Because a lot of the earlier ones, they just use wires, and as you reposed it, the wires would break.
Definitely.
So this has got that flexible mylar inside.
It's brilliant.
Yes.
Very nice. So,
Good job.
good. That's really good. So, I thought we can talk about the tram, but perhaps we could wait for Marlin to talk about the tram.
Oh, sure.
And first, we probably talk about a couple of Hong Kong model kits and
So I'll just quickly go through.
GWH actually. We've got a couple of new kits.
So a couple of new kits. So some of the ones that are really interesting to me. So it's brand new P61B. This is a Black Widow.
Yep.
This is one of the kits that Great Wall Hobby have released for their, was it 10th anniversary? Yeah, 10th anniversary. So it's got the nose art decals, and it's got some really nice photo etch that's been included. Really, really nice complicated kit, and I've got an open boxing which is coming out on YouTube a bit later this week. So apart from this one, we've got the Hong Kong model D0335.
Yep.
So this is the Arrow. This particular one is the trainer version, so it's got that odd looking, funny extra cockpit bit at the back. And again, I've got this in open box, so look out for that as well and go into some detail.
Definitely. So we've got quite a few videos coming up next week or so for all these open boxings. So there is a video coming through every day. It could be morning, evening, midday, spread around. So quite a few videos. So jump on our YouTube channel, subscribe, and there's some very interesting unboxings. For sure. So should be good. So now it's time for talk about trains. So let's see if there is any train enthusiast with any questions, but we're going to talk about trains in a second.
Yep. So we're going to get Marlin over here in a sec.
So first topic for today, which is train related. Pop in, Marlin.
Yes.
So it's in relation to Hearns Workshop. So we're working on quite a few trams. Marlin will be working on one very soon, but we're actually releasing in the next week or so the plastic kit version of the tram that we presented a couple of weeks ago. So it was fully motorized, and now we've done a kit to have this tram as a static model.
Yeah, that's right. I guess there's a lot of people that don't necessarily want a working model, because quite often you just want something like this, which is a nice display piece.
That's right.
Inside the home.
So it will look identical, but we'll have a static base and all the different bogies and everything static as well.
So there's not a lot of difference, is there?
There's not a lot of difference.
The main difference is the chassis itself.
That's right.
Because we're normally using the Kato chassis for movement. So rather than that, we've got the
our
the
own
static
custom
one,
chassis,
which is on that new section here. So maybe we can have a closer look.
Okay, here we go. Let's pop it up here.
There we go.
See if we can share. So that's a. Let's see if we can focus here. Okay, so that's the main chassis, and then these components here are gonna make your bogie. So you see the wheels on the side here.
Yep.
It'll be hard to see. Let's see if we can get closer.
Oh, that was pretty good. Yep.
Okay, so that's the bogie, and then you attach the wheels to this one here, and there will be a base as well that we haven't yet produced, where the model is going to sit on with a kind of a rail and
that'll look good.
Yeah.
So Marlin's going to be working on something a bit different, so we'll bring that project up as it gets closer.
Absolutely,
And
in the coming weeks.
Yeah, that's exciting. Looking forward to seeing that.
Absolutely. So, train stuff.
Okay, train
Huge
stuff.
delivery in the last week, so we're still unpacking.
Very big.
Two pallets. So, long process. So, bit of Woodland Scenics.
That's it. A lot of Woodland Scenics.
Lots of Woodland Scenics. So, I went shopping just before, so I brought in a few things.
You went shopping?
I went shopping, and I thought, for those who are not familiar with Woodland Scenics and their range, we've got a bit of a selection here.
they make a lot of different stuff.
Huge range. So
Yeah, pretty much everything that you could imagine that you would need to build scenery for a
Yep.
model railway or a diorama.
Yep.
You could almost bet that they would have some sort of a product or tool to help you with that. And these are just a few examples of what is part of just
Definitely.
a really big range.
huge.
So we've got things like pre-made trees.
Yep.
They make trees in kit form that you can buy.
So you can see.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Bit shiny, but these are conifer trees in random heights. You can build your own trees with the tools that they
That's
give
right.
you. And we'll have to do that in the future, I think. That'd be
Probably
very
do a
fun to
massive tour.
Oh,
demonstrate.
for sure. Yeah.
This is some lichen or lichen,
There's lots of foliage. Yeah.
however you want to pronounce it.
Lots of foliage. This is very colorful, and you've got the traditional greens. Dark and lighter greens.
Well, that's very fitting now, isn't it? Because it's turning into autumn at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They
These
do
are my
that in all
favorite,
different
actually.
colors. These are tufts.
There's
So
quite a
you've
few
got-
different variation of the tufts as well.
Yeah, there's
It's interesting. They look really weedy, don't they?
They do. They're really well made, actually.
flowering tufts. So
Yep.
you can recreate any season. So
That's
spring
right.
with flowers blossoming, autumn. You
Yep.
can even do winter. They do snow and snow effect products.
Yep.
You can create your own water, like if you're doing rivers and lakes and waterfalls. You can use this product. It's very easy to use. It's very popular. And then also there's just a small selection of all the different vehicles they produce. These are really smaller end scale ones. You got like a car with a caravan
Oh, they're cool.
and a few
Really
different
cute.
things. So it's really fun.
So as you see, Woodland Scenic covers from end scale all the way to all scale. Actually, that we showed the fences just before.
Yeah.
Big range to produce scenery, and that's again back to your diorama. So if you're working a diorama, lots of these things can be applied to any diorama for the competition. So great range.
So some of the stuff is quite specific, I guess. It's aimed towards the train modelers, but it's very easy, as you can see there. You can quite easily adapt these to any scale you want.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of the natural scenery items,
Yep.
they're not really that scale specific. So if
Yeah.
you're building dioramas for military modeling,
Yep.
you could quite easily, just as easily use it as you could for trains.
Well, I guess it's just like these trees, right? So a tree is just a tree, isn't it? So it ends up being either a big tree in a small scale, or
Yeah.
a small tree in a large scale.
Larger scale. That's
Yeah.
right. Very good. All right, so we can park this on and get on to the really interesting
Oh, the really,
Stuff.
really new stuff.
train. So we have received a big range of locomotives,
Yes,
right?
we have.
So what do you have for us? So we
Okay.
go from end scale, from
So maybe we should do from biggest to smallest.
biggest to
Yeah.
smallest.
Biggest to
Okay,
smallest.
Right.
All right.
Done.
So this is a really interesting one. So it's a Class 66 locomotive, which is a fairly contemporary diesel
Just flip
locomotive.
it around.
Oh yeah.
Flip it around here.
Oh, gotcha.
That'll be a bit easier for
Nobody
them.
likes it upside down. do they? So this particular one is famously known as the Flying Dustman.
Right.
So yeah, so everyone knows a Flying Scotsman. So it's sort of like Daggy, our older brother, younger brother, I should say. But this was used specifically to haul garbage trains. Hence,
right.
hence the name.
Right.
So I thought that was really funny.
Okay.
I like how it's really
Ah.
colourful
Let's
because
have a look
Yeah.
inside.
Okay,
I
let's
wouldn't
do that.
You wouldn't expect that to be hauling crap, I guess, around, would you? It looks so beautiful.
That's a very long locomotive, actually.
Yeah.
It's extremely long.
They call these. I think they have a nickname. They call them garden sheds because
Garden
they've got
sheds?
that corrugated side.
Yeah.
Right.
But these are all over the UK at the moment.
Right.
But this particular one actually has a plaque on it saying Flying Dustman, so they actually designated that, which is really funny.
Right.
That's cool.
That's very nice. So this is a new release, correct?
This particular locomotive in this scheme, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they've had Class 66 for a while, but this is a
New scheme. Yeah.
I really like it.
I like this one.
Yeah, add a lot of character to a layout.
Definitely.
I like the bright colours.
Now, this is brand new, and we've been awaiting this for quite a while.
Right.
So this is, I'm going to open it up too. This is the LMS number 10,000. And these are all Bachmann Branchline, by the way. So they're all 00 gauge. So this is number 10,000, and this is the first mainline diesel locomotive in the UK. So before this
Right.
came out, everything was steam, and this was essentially like a prototype, just to see how diesels would perform pulling express
Right.
trains.
Yep.
So I don't think these had. There was number 10,000, 10,001, and I think by the early 60s they were off the rails. But they sort of they got things started with visualization. Whether that's something that you like or dislike as a train enthusiast, but they're still a very important part
It's a big
of
milestone, really.
history.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
really like the detail they put into it. Like the
Yeah.
10,000 marks are actually proud from the surface.
It is
So it looks like it's embossed.
If you can get a bit closer here.
Yeah, just the front and back there.
Hard to see.
Yeah.
There we go. You can see a really well detailed kind of model.
It's an unusual paint scheme because, well, a lot of the BR steam locomotives were painted black.
Yep.
When a lot of the diesels came out, they were like a dark green.
Yep.
So that's really unique. I don't think anything else was painted quite like that.
Was there a reason they went to the green on the diesels?
I don't know specifically.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably a really good reason, but we'll have to explore that in the future. Why different colors were used for different
Sure.
trains.
Yeah.
And that's quite a few others. So these are Midland Railway 040 tank engines. And we've got two different ones. I think we should probably open one up.
Yeah,
so.
I think so.
And,
We'll have a
these are
closer
from
look at all
the
the bits.
late 19th century. This particular one's in a more contemporary, like BR color.
That's a black one?
Yeah,
Yeah, and this is a
that's probably in its
Maroon.
original colors, and this is
Yeah.
a repaint.
Wow,
You
look
got all
at
your
that.
extra detail bits, which are just here.
So there's a set of extra wheels in there.
Yeah.
Are they a different type?
Yeah, I don't really know why they give you that.
So we've got this
It's got
funny...
the gear on it. So this is a really unusual wheel arrangement.
Yep.
I'll just put that aside.
Yep.
And we'll just have a look at the detail. So like when you talk about wheel arrangements in like 040, for example, I'll tilt it this way.
Yep.
So it's basically like the pilot wheels, the drive wheels, and then the trailing wheels.
Yes.
So this has no pilot wheels, so
Yep.
it's 0.
Yep.
And you have 4 driving wheels, so
Yep.
4, and
Yep.
then 4
Right.
for the trailing, which is why it has that name.
That looks a little bit backwards, doesn't it?
It does. That's the thing. Is normally you have pilot wheels and no trailing wheels. This
Yes.
is the opposite.
Oh, well, I guess
That's
you've got to
a
try
really-
different things to see if they work.
if it goes.
It was an
Yeah.
experimental period, but I'm sure these things stayed on the roster for a long time if they made it into BR colors like that.
Yep.
So really cool.
Very nice level of detail.
So whatever time
Oh,
period
so
you
that
want
one's
to
got
model,
a
yeah.
more of a... the burgundy, is it?
Burgundy, maroon, yeah.
Woodland Railway colors, I believe. Yeah. So they were the original purchasers of it, and that would have been designed to their specifications. And then when BR came along and everything got absorbed into one organization, it was everybody's stuff from everywhere.
Right.
Now, this
Yeah.
specific one is actually sound fitted as well.
That's
Which is very special. So, Bachmann has been producing quite a few sound fitted kind of models in the last few months, which is quite nice. So they come out of the factory already with the sound card.
Yeah, sound
Really
card and
nice.
DCC
DCC
included,
ready.
so that's
Yeah.
really neat features if you're running DCC.
There's a lot of detail on the inside too, because you can see all the valves and such.
Yes.
So there's a little opening, I guess you call it the sunroof, yeah?
I'm not sure what it is, but
No,
I'm
it
sure
looks
every
like
bit of
sunroof.
ventilation
Like-
you could get was good when it was a warm day.
You can
But
see all the valves and all the
yeah,
control
it's,
stuff
it's sort
inside.
of hard to demonstrate. Maybe on the camera we can get it.
See if we can get it
Really
a bit
hard.
closer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You can see inside. There's
Yeah.
all the control levers and pipes, and
That's impressive. I didn't
Yeah.
really notice until I was just down there and I
You
saw
almost-
inside.
you need a magnifying glass to appreciate that level of detail. But it's really great what they managed to achieve these
Yeah,
days.
that's impressive. I like that.
Definitely, Bachmann Branchline quality is increasing consistently. Every year, these new releases are more and more detailed.
I'll
Very
put that
nice.
away if we can.
Very nice,
Yeah.
very nice model. So this is
Yeah,
sound fitted.
front side,
DCC
Oh, is it? Great.
fitted and sound fitted as well. So
There we go.
Yeah, this is a brand new model, this particular one. And that's the...
okay,
Very
Got
good
it.
protective packaging too, by the looks.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
packaging is very
absolutely.
important.
It's like a cushion of air upon a cushion of air. And
Yeah. So this is sound fitted. It's demonstrated by this red sticker here on the corner.
Delivery.
I'm gonna pop this here. Actually, put this away. Because next, we're gonna talk about something different. Casting demonstration.
we might have to drive the Valiant away for the time
Do
being.
we have to
Oh,
drive the
yeah,
Valiant
we
Yeah,
away?
I have to drive it
Yeah,
away.
Are we giving away what car it is?
Are
No,
we?
no, no one heard-
no,
one heard
we're
that
not
yet.
giving it away.
No, no.
Okay,
I
that's
heard.
cool.
We already had to guess about the Valiant.
Okay,
That
that's
was a
cool.
really great. I hope you guys like the Mustang that was just there. It was So staying with Bachmann, but going down to N-Gauge.
Yes.
So Bachmann produces the Farish range.
That's right.
And just like with Branchline, they're doing a lot more models with DCC and sound already equipped. So we've got just here, you can just barely see it. I don't know if you guys noticed it at the beginning of the video. I'll just get the box for it. So here's the Farish.
Okay.
Yep, so we've got an LMS, it's in BR colors, but it's a LMS Railway Stanier class locomotive. And you can see sound equipped, which is really cool. And we've put it on the tracks, and we'll give it a go, and we can demonstrate
I was just about to say, it was an invisible looking
Yeah,
loco.
that's invisible because I already got it set up, so that's all you got to do.
Alright, so we've got our controller coming around.
Alright, so that's...
We've got it all hooked up for DCC.
Alright, so here's our controller. There we go. Got a full controller ready to go. All
Hey.
yours.
All
You're
right,
in control, Marlin.
so we got to turn the sound on, so we'll just go. In this case, you go select locomotive, you go number 3,
Number 3.
enter, and then you hit 1. That turns on the sound. All right, here we go. That's the horn, or the whistle, in this case.
Oh wow.
So we'll get it moving.
So let's jump on this side here. So the little locomotive is just behind here.
That's pretty loud, isn't it?
Considering how small the thing is, it's really
there it comes.
impressive.
That's cool, it's coming to me. Can I keep it?
Gotta see if I can
Let's see
stop
if
it
it's
in
gonna
time.
stop it now.
Because it has
Oh,
it has momentum built in, so I've turned it to 0 on the throttle, and it's gonna slowly, really
Slow
slowly.
down.
You
Oh,
gotta
that's
you gotta
cool.
time it just right, get to a stop.
it really looks like it's got heaps of weight, doesn't it?
It's got a fair bit, given how small it is. I just can't believe what they can fit inside such a small
body.
package.
Yeah.
It amazes me that they got all the electronics in there and a motor.
All right, we'll go the other way now.
Okay.
Bit faster this time.
Go, race.
All right, and then we'll take the throttle off now, and you can see it's got momentum already programmed in. So.
Oh, wow.
Slowly
Oh, it's still
going
going.
back.
Well, right into the buffer stop.
Oh, there you go.
That
He's still moving.
That I'm really glad that I put there.
I know it seems to be out of the window by now.
Yeah, it would be out the window, down the
Oh, that's
street.
impressive.
With Flinders Street train.
It's still moving.
Yeah, it
so-
takes quite a long time actually. The momentum is quite well built actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
a real train takes a long time to stop
Very long
from
time.
full speed. That's quite realistic actually.
I
So
always love looking at the valve gear. It
It's
moves around
impressive.
like clockwork.
I don't know if you guys can hear the sound from here, but it's definitely impressive.
I'm still going backwards. Yeah, there we go. It won't let you go forwards until you've
Until
come to a
stopped.
complete stop.
Oh, well, that's adding to realism, isn't it?
So that because I mean in real life you wouldn't want to do that.
That's
so
right.
I'm trying to be as realistic as they can.
I'll ask a question
Yeah.
for those who are new to trains. In this case, with a DCC setup, is there a way to override that manually on the controller if you want to immediately stop it for the sake of
Yes,
demonstration?
there is emergency stop button, and I'll demonstrate that.
I'll
So-
jump
Go,
here.
go, go!
All right, ready? Done.
Oh,
Stopped.
Yeah. So there's a big red button, like a stop sign on the controller. Every controller would have some sort of like an emergency stop
Emergency
function.
stop.
right.
Because a lot of locomotives now, like they run with realistic braking.
That's
Uh,
right.
Otherwise, there'd be a lot of derailments and accidents.
That's a relief, isn't it? You see your $500 loco get pushed off.
And we also, from Farish, this is all N-Gauge. This is approximately half the size of the
Yeah.
double L stuff that we looked at earlier. We've got some really lovely carriage packs too.
Yeah, nice.
It's really nice. So I've Model N myself. I'm a really big fan of it, and it's great for people who don't have a lot of space.
That's right.
Or they want to build something not permanent, but like portable, that they
Yep.
can move around from room to room or take with them to different places.
Yep.
And it's growing in popularity.
That's
so,
right.
And as you can see, what's being produced now is really impressive.
Very
so.
detailed. In the past,
Yeah.
N scale, the running quality was quite limited, and it was quite a bit, sketchy if anything. Not as smooth as such. But now the newer models are extremely smooth. Even
Yeah.
at low speed, they're quite realistic. Where in the past, that was probably one of the limiting factor for N scale to kind of grow as it's growing at the moment.
I think so, absolutely. Within the last decade, maybe even less, they've gone to tremendous effort to improve that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, very good. That's excellent.
Oh, nice.
And there is a lot more actually. So there's quite a lot more stuff. There's arrived. We're still unpacking. So all the first quarter releases from Bachmann and Brett Farish actually have arrived. So there's quite lots of new locomotives and even rolling stock, I believe. Recent rolling stock. So
There's more stuff than there's time to talk about it.
absolutely, absolutely. But before we finish up, we've got some process stuff as well under here, which is probably worth touching on.
Oh, for sure. Process
Absolutely.
stuff has got some really interesting.
Process is a very interesting brand actually, and they produce all these very important accessories that you need to maintain and to build your railway system. So we have just a selection here,
Yep.
and we had this two before, and this is actually new. So
Yes, we have, so you guys know about ballast.
That's
so all
right.
of the gravel and rock that forms the roadbed for the track.
Yep.
That's small little rocks.
That's right.
And it's kind of a messy process unless you've got the right tools. And then Process has made ballast spreaders. And they're basically like a hopper that you fill
Yep.
with your ballast, and it's designed to run along you can actually see the grooves. It's designed to run along the rails.
Oh, it's got
So
the
you
guides there, so
basically-
you don't misplace it. You just follow the rail.
That's it. So like if your track was here,
Yes.
for example, you fill the hopper up
Yep.
and you just run it right along the rail.
Okay. And then it'll just leave a thin layer of ballast.
Yeah,
that's
Okay.
right.
So then you apply your glue after that.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's a messier, slower process usually. And then they also do one with a gluing applicator as well.
As well, yeah.
So which is really nice. But they've got a few different ones, and they're for different scales. They do mostly HO, OO, and N.
That's right. And then they released this one,
This
this
is a,
cleaning tool just recently, which is
That's pretty clever.
very nice actually.
yeah, with so this is for if you don't want to do too big of a deep clean.
Yeah.
If you want to take good care of your rails and not scratch them up. So it's got like a felt material,
That's right.
and it has lots of refill pads as well. So this will last you a very long time.
It's really
And-
thick felt too, isn't it?
Yeah, this is great. You could put track cleaning solution
That's
on
right.
there.
Yep.
So you could use like Deluxe Innovations Track Magic or
Yep.
Woodland Scenics own
Track cleaning. Yeah.
cleaning product.
Yep.
And you could apply that and then add that to the track as well. So there's
Right.
a lot of different
That's
tools
right.
that you can use, and this is a particularly good one.
I guess the important part here is to say that when you clean your truck, you shouldn't use any sandpaper. That's very,
Yes.
very important, because that's going to be the end of your truck, really, and then you're going to have to rip it all up and restart. So that's why we have these products.
Yeah.
Pico has a rubbery kind of material that you can use for this. It's a little bit abrasive, but it's not abrasive enough to damage the truck. And this is definitely a bit more delicate, I would say.
Well, the
Yeah.
reason why you don't want to use things that are too abrasive
Yeah.
is because it will scratch the rails and create little. Those scratches can then dust and dirt, and things can actually accumulate in those scratches.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about almost a microscopic level,
Yeah.
but it makes a big difference because
Yep.
the only contact point between your trains and the track is very small. So
Yep.
it's good to keep things clean and do
Absolutely.
it right.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Very
A
good.
Comment from Keenan for you guys.
Yes.
I guess in regards to how you should add glue, and I'm not sure if this is maybe personal or if it's in general.
Yes.
You should glue first, place your track, add glue, then add the ballast, then add more glue on top.
Absolutely. So there's many techniques actually to put the ballast on the
There
truck
is.
and all that, really. So, they depend, what tools you have and what type of ballast and how you're used to. But yeah, definitely a good suggestion there. We was told to put a bit of soap in your glue and a
Yeah.
little bit of water needs to be quite liquid.
Yep.
So when you
it helps
spray, it helps draining through
Yep.
and gluing different levels, different layers of gravel.
Because you have to break the surface tension.
That's right.
And if you just I mean, I understand you put glue down first. You can put glue down first, and that initial layer
It's
will
stuck.
be stuck.
Yeah.
But then if you've got like a heavy application of ballast and you put glue on top, it will literally just roll off,
That's
and
right.
it won't glue properly. So
Right.
there's some quite advanced techniques.
That's right.
And we'll have to look at those in more detail in the future.
We can definitely do a couple of videos
Yeah.
on how to ballast and few of this scenery kind of technique.
We'll have to
Yeah,
put
that'd be really
these-
interesting.
Put
Definitely.
these tools to good work.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
Excellent.
All right,
stuff.
guys.
Thank you, Marlin.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thanks
Okay,
for coming
okay.
in.
See you again.
We'll see you
Explaining
next
all
week,
that.
probably.
Wish I would've
With,
knew. That's pretty impressive. Like that.
Definitely is. So we might take this away
Yep.
because we're going to have a big car coming along in a second.
Oh yes. Alright, so let's clear up some space.
Yes.
And we'll get Brett over here in a minute and we'll start looking at it.
Leave it.
Alright.
You see here? There's a train there. Oh, is it?
Yeah, I didn't put it in the box yet.
Cool. All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I think we should bring this yellow car back here. And
What is it again?
I don't know. There were some suggestions here. Let's see if we can get suggestions again.
From earlier, Rob did say that he knows exactly what it is, but he's giving everyone a chance.
Good
So
on
let's
him.
see if anyone is
What a
going to
good
comment
sport.
at the West. We let Rob tell us what it could be. Meanwhile,
Alright, let's get it.
we're
more
going to
angle,
get
eh?
away now.
No, you can't read that.
All right. Meanwhile, Brett is ready to go.
Oh, here
Come
he
in.
comes. Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Brett.
Hello and hello. How are we, guys?
Yeah, good.
What are we looking at?
Good. We're looking
Look
at
at
a car,
this
yellow
yellow
car.
car.
Anybody guessed it yet?
They have, but they haven't verbalized it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Giving
it's
everyone
still a
else
bit
a
of a
chance.
secret.
Yep.
We're
is
waiting
it
for it.
Australian?
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah.
Could be. It's in
Yeah.
Australia.
It's in Australia at the moment. That's
It
right.
is. That's definitely stating the evidence.
Fantastic.
So,
What are we going to have a look at today?
I
We're
heard we're
looking
going to
at
be looking at
beast.
something massive.
Massive. We've
Massive?
better get the little yellow car out of the way.
Oh, you reckon?
You think?
It's going to go flying?
It could go flying.
Alright, okay. Alright,
We
so
don't want
I'll
that
put
to
it somewhere
happen.
where you can still sort of see it. So how about we'll stick it up here.
What we were going to have a look at today, wasn't it? Was the X-MAXX.
the big X-MAXX. So,
Whoa.
it's one of my favorite actually.
Hey.
Since I had the chance of having a go at one of these cars, it's become my
Hmm.
favorite. I'll give you a hand to bring this on the table. Actually, I'll
Yeah,
hold the
it's,
shelf here.
it's pretty chunky, isn't it?
It's huge.
It's chunky.
And we're going to do a bit of unboxing.
Unboxing?
All right. So,
Where's... Oh! Alright, so you got the unboxing tool.
Yep. Here we go.
all right. So
All right,
I'm going to
so
hold
what
it
are
on
we
this
doing?
side.
Alright, so I'll pull out the important bit. So,
You're gonna the instructions.
yeah.
I'm
Straight
gonna,
in the bin. We don't read those. Who looks at those?
Alright, so we've got the bag full of instructions and some spare parts and other accessories.
Yeah,
get a
we'll
car
go
out.
through that after.
And then we'll pull out this gigantor of the beast.
Do you want to
Right.
get back with that? There we go.
all right. So
The box is away.
box is
Alright,
gone.
let's transfer this back over here.
That is impressive. Still looks like a box.
It does.
Still looks very much like a box.
And the funny thing is, everyone's out there probably watching three blokes taking
Unpacking
apart
a
this
toy car.
wondering what are they doing? Don't they
Yeah,
know what
right.
they're doing? But actually, this is so massive. It does definitely help.
A bit of origami.
It is. You know, this is
Can you reach it? Otherwise, return it.
he's stuck on the rear suspension there. Just got to hook him out. Here he comes.
Here we
That's
go.
it. All right.
All right. So lift.
pick up that sucker and we'll pull this out.
There
All right.
we go.
Here we go.
That is a big car.
All right, so
So we also
there you
have
go.
a radio
This
here.
is the X-MAXX.
Look at the size of it. Hey, that is really cool. Let's get
All right.
it out.
Can we
Okay.
get an arm length for the viewers, show them how wide that thing is?
This is huge.
Big enough to cuddle.
Oh,
Hey, how cool is that? That is really cool. I love the artwork. I love the size of it. 6 or 8S
So
powered.
originally the X-MAXX was released, I think 5-6 years ago.
Yep.
And it was a 6S. So it was the first time this car was released. It was on 6S, which we all thought was going to be powerful enough.
Well, at the time, 6S was pretty crazy,
Pretty
wasn't
crazy.
Mental.
But
anything.
people wanted more power. And within probably 2 years, a year and a half or so, Traxxas released an updated version with the 8S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that made a huge difference.
Huge difference.
Because it does give to this car so much more power and makes it really nimble, even though it's really
Because it
heavy.
is bigger, like it's quite heavy, isn't it?
Yeah,
It'd have to be 10 kilos.
It would
wouldn't
be close
More.
to 10 kilos or something like that. It's definitely heavy.
8S powered, so that's over 32 volts.
32 volts,
That is
huge.
huge. Okay. Now the first thing you'll notice is that they've done away with any body clips.
That's
This
a really
is
clever thing.
fantastic thing
So-
that Traxxas have done. So no more losing body clips.
Let's see, let
Yep.
me quickly show it. Okay, so we're on top here.
Oh, there you
So
go.
we're on top. So that's locked down. That is not going anywhere, this body. That is fantastic. So remove the body, put that up, and away we come. Slide it back. There
That's
we
it.
go. We are off. The other thing you'll notice is inside the body, all the reinforcements.
That's
Got
really
like
clever.
A skeleton, if you will, of reinforcements. And yeah, so when it rolls upside down, all 10 kilos of it, you will not damaging, well, superficially damaging the body, but
It
you're
will,
not
yeah.
smashing it and cracking it and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Because we've had it upside down before.
We had it a few times upside down, and
Yeah.
we had it upside down in a skate park. We had it upside down in many different places, and makes the body extremely tough.
Yeah.
Extremely
Which-
tough.
Also protects the car itself, because
Yes.
once it lands on the roof, if the body fails, then you end up doing some damage inside the car.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, like the
Absolutely.
internal skeleton's actually locked between these shock towers.
the
here.
shock towers,
Yeah,
correct?
so it's got this
Here.
strength across here.
Now let's undo the cable ties if we can.
Yes, the
And
huge
get this-
cable ties.
Oh,
Here we
look
go.
at
Look at that.
That is never going back in the box again, boys.
that. Look at that.
So this is Bradley's going to take this home for the weekend.
That's right. I think I'm going to ride it.
He's going to ride home.
Hey, I think I'm going to ride it. It is
There we
big
go.
enough.
Look
Look
at
at
this. So
So you thought it was big before, but once you've got the suspension all at full
huge.
group,
look at the ground clearance
Oh,
down here.
that's impressive.
So much.
You put your head under there.
that is massive. This wheel's about the size of my head. It is fantastic.
That's right.
8S rated tyres. They
Yep.
all souped up. They've got these really strong shock towers, obviously, which act as a handle when the body's off.
Yep.
And in the media blurb, it's also they designed it so you could work on it like a car stand, if you will.
Oh, so you
Upside
flip it
down.
upside down. Oh, it's
Upside
solid,
down
isn't
to
it?
work on it. Yeah, that's right. So you can
Let's
work
show
on it
him.
and
Yep.
make sure it's not going to go anywhere. It's also got a 3-piece. Oh, I can't even fit it on camera. Modular chassis. So the rear unbolts, the
Yep.
front unbolts, and obviously the center.
Center.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got your 3 pieces there. And it's all designed in such a way so it doesn't flex and munch up your gears and your drivetrain front
That's
to
right.
rear.
You can see all the fiberglass in
Definitely.
all this
In the
plastic,
plastic,
too.
yeah, it's not just ABS plastic, is it? It is definitely.
The material
No,
is-
you've got the
is-
composite materials here making it really stiff.
Ultra strong. You know, even though we call it plastic, it's a very reinforced plastic.
Yeah.
And
Even arms.
as I
Yeah.
was saying before, we took this to skate parks, and you'll be surprised that it's landing directly on the front arms, and it's still in one piece.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a tough car.
And we'll flip it back over.
Yes.
And have a look at these massive aluminium anodized shock
Shocks.
absorbers, if we can. Might be better to look overhead.
Let's
They look
see.
big
Let me
enough to
jump
put on
this
a bicycle, don't they?
They do. They honestly do. Massive. They probably hold, I don't know the exact figures, but they look like they'd hold probably 100 mil of shock fluid each.
That's huge. Yeah.
And they've done that to obviously dissipate all the heat from all the energy that's going through the car and through the suspension, because that's
Yep.
what that's doing. It's absorbing.
So much
and-
weight when you land at high speed on this one, and you can tune them to actually really prevent bottoming. Really, so depending where you're
Factory
driving.
fitted wheelie bar. If
Yep.
we can see that.
Definitely.
To
Well,
save
you-
it going
you
straight on the
definitely
lid.
feel it,
Oh yeah.
This has got so much torque.
So
it
much
just
torque
flips.
and power. Obviously brushless. It's got twin fans on top of the motor. Which camera are we on?
Let me put this one up here.
Are we on?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
On this one.
Yep.
So we've got twin cooling fans on top of the motor.
Yep.
It's all waterproof. Got all waterproof electrics.
Yep.
We've got the receiver and the servo. Massive servo on this thing, as you can imagine. You need
Definitely.
big grunt to.
Big chunky servo.
It's a big chunky one. They sell like a optional fitting bracket if you want to put a normal size in it.
So the
isn't
servo
it?
sits in here.
Yep.
And
always so
yeah,
hard
so there's
to-
a little bracket to fit a standard size servo. 'Cause
Yeah.
What comes with it is very special.
And really clever battery mounting system as well.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that. Just the way that it's so effortless. It's really
Yeah.
quick release, and then when you push it all together, it's really solid.
It's
Yeah.
very secured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very secured.
It clamps it in.
We're going to go through the process of powering this bad boy up.
Definitely.
aren't
Yeah.
I would say so. So
While we're, where's the radio gone? So this
Oh yeah, so
would have
radio
come-
is important.
Which camera are we on here?
the front
On the
camera.
front one, Yep.
So this is the Traxxas radio, TQI I believe they call it,
Yep.
which is fully interfaceable with a Bluetooth module that you can get on the back,
Yep.
and that marries up to your modern smartphone, I suppose,
Definitely.
whether it's Apple or Android, and you've really got full access to the telemetry and all the adjustments through your phone.
This radio is actually really powerful.
Really
It-
powerful.
It, does feel really good actually. The feel on the wheel and on the trigger is really good. And the 2 red buttons you see on top, they actually enable you to program the radio in full. So if you follow the instructions,
Yep.
it's can be tedious, but it's actually really powerful. So if you don't have the Bluetooth module, you can do the full tuning like endpoints and reverse the steering and all these kind of things with these little buttons. But if you put a Bluetooth module on, then everything becomes a lot easier.
Yep.
Fantastic. So I've just slipped 4 AA's in there,
Yep.
and the green light is on. ready to
So
go.
how do you turn it on?
Well, we need to get some batteries in the car.
So you've got a little on button at the back
Switch
here.
there. Yep.
That's a little switch here. Show you here. That's a little
Yep.
button.
Just on the base.
Yeah, on and off. And now it's time for batteries.
What are we going to use to power this bad boy up? 9 steps, of course.
Yes.
We got 2 4S 6500 milliamp batteries to go in there.
Yep. So little bricks.
They are just about the size of house bricks, aren't they?
That's right.
So
So it's pretty decent. I mean, 6500 is going to give it plenty of power to drive around for a while.
now you'll notice in here as well, if we can see overhead, that we've got a bit of tuning adjustment.
Yep.
I suppose if you want to call that, which comes with foam blocks in the instruction packet.
Oh yeah, so just inside the packet here. So you got some accessory bits and pieces. So there's the foam here with
Foam
the
blocks.
double-sided tape on it. So you can use that for spacing out the battery.
Yeah, spacing out the battery, because you can fit a wide range. You can fit 3S, 4S, different capacities, soft case, hard case. They've really done a good job to make it safe and secure, because you don't want them rattling around.
Yep.
While I've got this packet in hand, you'll also see here we've got a optional high-speed spur gear, and that comes in the packet. So this thing with this spur gear is capable then of over 50 miles an hour or over 80 k's.
Wow.
The 4S, which
Super
is
quick.
fantastic out of the box.
Super quick.
We've also got a wheel wrench, plastic wheel wrench, and a few assorted Allen keys,
Yep.
as well
Very
as
helpful.
a sticker sheet and full instructions.
Make sure you read the instructions. It's very important points on looking after the car, specifically temperature. So when you put your high-speed gear, you need to be mindful of temperature of your motor and speed controllers, as it will car will get a lot hotter. So if you do speed runs, every couple of minutes, do stop and check the temperatures within range. But is everything explained well in the instructions?
Fantastic.
Batteries
So
are in.
batteries are going in as we speak.
Yeah, I like the way it clamps as you're pushing it in.
It
It's
does.
really tight.
It is.
Clamps it all in. That way, when you're flipping it and run it around,
Yep.
it's not going to cause massive issues with these, because they're such high power batteries these days. You really don't want to have
So
any
battery's
dramas.
on, the radio's on, you plug in the batteries in,
Plug in the batteries out. It's all new, so it's
it's stiff.
very tight.
It's important it's going to be very tight, because with all this jumping and shaking, you don't
Yeah,
want
you
the
don't wanna
car, the
come
battery
loose.
to come undone. So everything needs to be quite tight.
Okay,
Fantastic.
so we're all plugged in. So it's got the 2 plugs that are coming out of the speed controller.
Absolutely.
So obviously we run parallel batteries.
Yep.
No,
Sure.
series.
That's in
batteries.
series.
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
turned 2 4S's into one giant big 8S.
And that's
How good is
Haven't
that?
we? So we've got the radio on, and it's as simple as,
You won't understand here.
Powering
I'm
it
just
up.
scared.
are you?
Yeah.
Are you really? Or not really?
What?
Scared.
Well, I'm always scared with this thing because it's got lots of power.
It does, doesn't
I
it?
mean, I've had a bit of experience with this thing, and
Really?
every time I see it, it always gives me a bit of a jolt. Because this has got serious power.
Serious power.
Serious.
Or not. I can't get it to plug on. These are the joys of live TV, isn't it?
Come on,
Absolutely.
you need
Hey?
brute strength, mate.
Need brute strength for this.
So we've been playing with these cars at the velodrome.
Oh yes,
So this was going around at the velodrome at some crazy speeds.
it's really surprising, right? Because
There
you
we
can
go.
see how big it is here.
Did you hear it pop?
Heard the crack.
Crack, the crack of power.
When the car pops, that means the power is in and
Yeah.
it's game on.
That's
so
the-
BJ's in danger.
That's the capacitors charging up. So BJ,
Hang on.
look out.
Is he on?
He's on and alive.
All right,
Alright,
so
you
you
gotta
gotta
hold on to that because let me do
have a
this.
bit of a kick.
It's alive.
Alright.
Alright, and do some.
I think that's enough.
Alright,
It's
enough?
gonna flip
You done
me
your
over.
workout?
It's gonna flip me over,
Alright.
I think. How's the
So-
servo go? Look at that. That is massive.
Absolutely.
And huge steering angle as well, so it's quite maneuverable and agile.
Very agile.
It is really, for such a big unit, it is really,
surprisingly
really cool,
agile.
hey?
One of the surprising things is, particularly when we're talking to the velodrome, that driving on a velodrome, normally for other cars, you need to set it up to a particular point where it's
right.
controllable. And this thing, we just threw it out there. and we just drove it.
It was a bit of a handful, admittedly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a handful, but everything's a handful out there.
But
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
it handled the infield like no other car there.
Oh, the infield.
Hey?
Oh, no other car
It
could.
didn't matter
Absolutely.
whether it was on track, off track, whatever. It was fantastic.
That's right.
Hey? Add this note through it.
The best part of this car, is actually really agile. So you can go really hard on it and go on 2 wheels, and you can actually keep it on 2 wheels for quite a certain time.
Yeah, you get it
and
to
it's
the balance
actually
point,
reasonably
can't you?
controllable, which is surprising.
It is fantastic.
And-
Get it right up on the balance point.
And it responds really well to controls actually. So it's quite, I thought it was going to be really heavy and slowish, but it's actually really impressive. So in the skate park, it responds really well too.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
you
what
can
I-
control the jumps and all that.
What I was going to do was take one of these
Wheels
big
off.
wheels off, with one
Okay,
of
that's
our
huge.
new 9 steps wheel wrenches that
Yep.
we've got here. 17mm wheel wrench.
Got a comment for you guys in the meantime.
Yes.
From Tony.
Yep.
How about taking this thing outside for a run down Flinders Street?
Everyone says the Flinders Street thing.
Yeah, I
That's-
don't
So
know.
the thing is,
There's something that's going to have to happen one day.
now you don't know about there's some really massive security cameras out there outside the station. So the police and the PSOs will be on us
Within
in
60
no time.
seconds.
And the grey pursuit vans
Vehicle?
with the
Yeah,
guys with the
absolutely.
submachine guns are going to come out really quick.
Critical
So
response units, isn't it?
So look
I
at the
think-
wheel. Yeah,
I don't think we'll be doing it in a hurry, but
No.
yeah.
you never know. We might do it if someone's really dared to.
If we do it, it will be the day we close down, isn't it? The day before we
No,
I've
just
close
seen
down.
them put paddle tyres on these and go across bodies of water. So
Absolutely.
maybe we should
Yes.
try and have an across the Yarra Charon
Or maybe
challenge. Or maybe not. Maybe not.
So look at the wheels.
Look at the size of the wheel.
It's like as big as a hand.
Now, which camera are we going to use?
Let's
Can
go
we use on? Can we
up
get
here.
there?
Let's go up here.
Right, let's see if we
Okay.
get. Yeah, well,
don't know if
chunkiness.
we
That
can-
is an idea of the hand. It's probably a bit out of focus. It's a bit close to the
Put it
lens.
down. Put it down. I think it's sufficient.
Oh, there we
to
go,
see.
there we go.
There we go. That's perfect.
There's
Yeah,
a pretty massive hub there.
So that's a big hub here.
you can see how well constructed and how beefy it is.
Got some huge bearings.
Well, I guess it needs to be, doesn't it? Because it's doing that 80 to 100 k's.
That's right.
Absolutely. And it's heavy. 10 kilos. It's huge
It's
amounts of
big
force in
truck.
there, isn't it?
So imagine going at full noise and then putting it full lock steering.
So let's put his wheel back on. It's getting heavy there. I think.
Starting to struggle and moan.
Need
No,
to
it
do
is
some.
really cool fun, these things. Imagine opening this on Christmas morning. This would have been crazy when you're a kid.
Oh, you'll faint.
Hey? Oh, for
I
sure.
think by the time you wake up,
But
parents
it
would have had it all charged up and ready to go.
Lost the wheel nut. So wheel nuts are green. So they have different colors. So there's a red. I can't do this. There's a red and a blue. They were, I think, the originals. And then it's doing the green. And now the rock and roll. There's the orange X, the red X. Quite a few different body scheme. And also the shocks and the wheel nuts and a few other accessories are
Colour
green.
coordinated of it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
Now we're going to compare it to a Hoss.
Yes.
Yep.
Did we
So-
have a Hoss?
Just to even show the size. This is a more traditional
10 scale.
10
It
scale
really looks like a
Traxxas
baby,
car,
doesn't it?
which is for those familiar with Traxxas, like a Stampede, like a Rustler. That's
It's
you know,
still
the
not
normal.
small by any means, is it?
They're not small.
No,
It
no.
looks
But
really
it's still
tiny.
pretty decent.
You could nearly fit it under the body shop.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
So just to show the difference in scale and
Yeah.
size and build, it's
It is absolutely,
huge.
you can't even, no. It's
It's a
an
beast, isn't it, this thing?
absolute
Absolutely.
beast, a monster of a car.
That's right.
See
So,
the manual pack here, there's a couple of big chunky bits in there as well. Are they for batteries or something?
Yeah, that's for different configuration batteries.
Oh, right.
If you're putting 3S in there, soft
Yep.
packs, yeah, so you
Yeah,
can
So that
space
makes
it
up
out.
the room of where an extra
Yeah.
cell
That's
would have
right.
been.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
In addition to this car, I mean, a lot of people ask, what do I need to get it going?
Yes.
So
that's right.
maybe we'll get it off the table for a minute. Do you think
Yes.
we've looked at the car enough?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. So we've got the two batteries here.
We've got
Yep.
the 2 batteries,
And so
and we've got
a charger,
a 2-channel charger.
and then there were the 4 batteries that went in the transmitter.
There's 4 batteries that went in the transmitter.
Yep.
So this is a 2-channel charger,
Yep.
240 volt, and that refers to 2 channels as you can charge 2 batteries simultaneously.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, so when you've got
Because
something like
otherwise-
this,
Yep.
where it runs constantly on 2 batteries at once,
Yep.
it really makes it quite effective. You can charge them both in the same time.
Yep.
Obviously, that you can charge one,
Yep.
so you got more play time.
Yep.
Yeah, more fun time. You
So
know what I mean?
theoretically, if you wanted to charge it up and they're totally flat. You should be able to charge them up within 1 hour.
Yeah, absolutely. So you should be able to run it,
Yep.
let it cool down,
Yep.
charge it, and then go play again, sort of all in an hour, hour and a
Right.
half.
Yep.
Which is really good as opposed to having a single charge unit. Yeah, and this is a full, obviously LiPo capable 2 by 100 watts.
Yep.
So
It's plenty of
upwards
power,
of
isn't it?
8-10 amps per battery.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. Full balance. Obviously dual balance ports there on the front of the charger. If we put on
here we go.
there we go. So we've got two of the balance ports,
Yep.
One for
left
each
and right,
channel.
one for each channel. So you got your big thick gauge ports for the main current, then you got your small balance port down here to keep all the cells aligned
right.
and in balance and keep your batteries in good condition.
I guess the good thing about it is it's AC and DC, right? So if
That's
you're going
right.
off somewhere,
That's
so
right.
you at
That's right.
home, you charge it with your wall charger.
You just plug it into the
Yep.
wall, and then if you're going out somewhere to the park, whatever, you can plug it onto your you
Car
can
battery.
plug it onto your car battery. Your
Yep.
accessories, 12
What's
volts.
that, XT60?
XT60 plug, yeah,
Yep.
with like jumper cables onto your battery.
Yep, yep.
And you've got your 240 volt socket here.
Yep.
So
It's cool.
that's a really cool thing. That and a couple of charge leads, obviously to work with the Traxxas proprietary plugs,
Plugs?
Yes.
which is unique and special to pretty much all
Traxxas
Traxxas
cars,
vehicles,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yep.
So they've done that to keep them safe and secure in that.
Yep.
They are available. They're prevalent in the marketplace, so they're available aftermarket now.
Now,
Traxxas style connectors.
one thing to say is that Traxxas is released the Traxxas ID a
Yes.
couple of years back.
Yep.
It's something important that obviously Traxxas ID is a very smart kind of technology where you don't need to use your balance
No.
charge,
That
but
was
you need to use a
built in.
proprietary Traxxas
Plug.
charger.
Yep.
So this is important to establish. If you have a Traxxas charger, you can use Traxxas ID.
Yes.
If not, you can still run the Traxxas car
Yep.
with a traditional,
Yeah.
let's call it old school or traditional
Yeah.
Traxxas plug. So
Traditional. Yeah.
there's no limitations. You just need to pick your charger according to the battery that you
Yeah,
have.
yeah, and yeah, exactly. So as long as you've got different plugs for your charger, this
right.
charger will charge just about anything
That's
that
right.
you've got in your RC cars or planes
Absolutely.
for that matter. Yeah, so that's about it, guys.
That's it, really. So, what do we think? I think Tony is actually suggesting that we could do a live stream outside and could probably.
We were thinking about that this
Yeah.
morning because it was a very special situation, wasn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's quite
could've-
entertaining outside in Flinders Street here today.
Yes.
There's an interesting crowd, and we thought we could do a live out there.
We could have
Yes.
towed them away with the
Absolutely.
X-MAXX.
It
Absolutely.
was a possibility.
So,
Absolutely.
So maybe in the future we'll think about that again. That'll be interesting actually.
I
That'll
think
be
so. Would it, yeah.
an on location live stream, which is just outside the front door.
absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or Federation Square.
Yes.
It'll be even more
That's
popular.
right. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll leave you with it.
All right.
Brilliant.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
bringing
much. No worries
Thank
at
you,
all.
Brett. And enjoy your X-MAXX this weekend.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Right.
Very good. So that was good.
Yeah. Right.
The X-MAXX has been a surprise for me. I tried one and I really liked it actually. Normally I don't, play too much with these big cars, and it's always good fun to have a big speed run, and then after you've done it twice, you put it away. But this is really fun.
I guess it's always the case when you've been in the industry for a long time.
That's right.
And you see all these different things come about, and then suddenly this really extreme thing comes out, and you think, "Oh, really?" But when you actually try it, it's really refreshing because it's scary but manageable at the same time.
It's so controllable and
Yes.
so responsive that it's really good fun. I tried some fifth scale cars and they're not as responsive. So even though you have power, there's always a big delay from when you go on the gas and
Yes.
when you get a speed and when you go on the brakes, when it's actually stopping. There's always like that doesn't feel like in control. With this one is instant power and the instant brakes
once
and
you
the
feel it,
turning.
yeah, it feels like you can drive it absolutely anywhere, right?
Correct.
Yeah, on road, off road,
Off-road.
you got the same confidence everywhere.
It was really good fun around the velodrome. It was pushing a little bit high on the banking,
Yes,
but
apart
apart
from
from that,
that-
was actually very stable and very solid.
yes. You just have to drive it on the throttle.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I got it around.
There are a few guys running some of these X-MAXXs fully kit up, and
Yes.
they were really quick. They were way above the 50 miles an hour, I'm sure.
Yes.
And different suspensions, so you can actually set it up to fly really in any condition. So,
Well, they really do fly when you got them on a skate park.
Yeah, they do fly.
Move.
so just to say, that car went on a skate park all the way up,
Yep.
and then also on the way straight down. And I thought it was going to be game over, really. But the way they built, that's not the case, really. The way the front bumper is built. Where's the
Yep.
car, actually? It's gone?
Oh, it is over
I
here.
see it. I think we should actually show that, as I think, because
this spring type
this
mechanism in it, hasn't it?
Let's see. Let's jump quickly here, actually, because it's got
So you
this
can
kind
see
of
there.
system here, which is a way to protect the car. Actually,
Shock
it's almost
absorbing.
like a spring, and that
Yeah,
front
so it's-
bumper can handle the full weight of the car coming down from a few meter high jump,
Well, I guess they got the similar sort of thing in the back too.
and a similar sort of thing at the back. And the wheelie bar is also extremely resilient, because on a skate park, you can imagine this wheelie bar is going to be quite a lot on the way when you tumble.
Yep.
And again, it's very, very well built. It's got a bit of flex,
Yep, it's clever how
and it
it's
definitely does a good job. So, good fun car.
I believe we also reshared a video from Traxxas showing the thing going off on
Definitely.
a sandbank.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
Absolutely goes.
it's impressive.
Very good. All right. So let's park these batteries on the side. Big batteries, and I think
Now, when I've got it down here on the floor, I look at it. It reminds me of the little riding car I used to have when I was a kid. It's a similar sort of size, just a little bit smaller.
it is. All right. So before we finish up today,
All right.
we need to come to a agreement on what the name of this car is. We've got a few minutes to go. Let's see if Rob is still online, and they can tell us what car we have here.
If I squint really hard, I might be able to read it.
Can you? So obviously this is a classic collectible, 1/18 scale,
Yes.
die-cast.
Yes.
Okay,
Car.
Rob is back. Very
Oh,
good.
all right.
The BJ.
Yes.
So that's looking good. Let's put a top view to give more details.
I really like this.
Definitely.
The I don't know, what do you call these sort of detailing stripes? It's not a GT stripe because it's going across, and then you've got the graphic along the side there
line.
too,
Yes.
harking back to the days of all the pinstripes and such.
So 1973, and I think we have it. Yes, VJ 1973. And what else are we missing? The color,
name
I guess.
of the color.
The name of the color. Here we go. I think even the doors open, the seats move as well. Actually,
The seats move. Oh, it does too. Well, I guess the people sitting in the back have to get out somehow.
definitely. Very good. I think Rob has it. So, and even the details underneath the car are really there. Actually, it's quite impressive. You can see the steering works as well, so you can see all the mechanism here.
Yep. Well,
The
the
exhaust
steering is
system.
always connected up to the steering wheel.
Yeah,
So
the
the
leaf
steering wheel
springs. And
Yeah.
Rob has a Sunfire yellow, which is absolutely correct. So this is a 1973 VJ.
Sounds like he's in the know, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's about time.
XL Sunfire yellow.
we Put up the aerial there.
And Rob was suggesting that Tamiya maybe re-releasing the Falcon. Have you heard of it?
Really? I'd be really interested if they do, because I don't think they've ever re-released the Falcon, have they? I mean, that was pretty iconic in the day. They had a really nice
Definitely.
body shape.
Yes.
Had the double wishbone front suspension. That was really cool.
Finger crossed then.
Fingers crossed.
It'll be a really exciting release. So, very good.
Yeah.
All right then.
It's a time, is it?
I think it's time.
Wow.
We've done
That flew
our
by, didn't it?
65 minutes.
Wow.
So, big stream. So we've done the big X-MAXX today. We've done
Yes.
lots of rail stuff, which is very interesting. Quite a few new releases.
Yep.
And we'll have lots of videos coming through this week with unboxing and some tutorials.
Yes.
So make sure you jump on our YouTube channel, subscribe there, so you
Yep.
get all the notifications.
That's right.
So there's quite a lot of interesting stuff. And
Remember the competitions as
The
well?
competition.
So diorama competition, and then also expo at the end of the year. So it's a good idea to just
That's
jump
right.
onto the expo event and just click on you're interested. And then later, as it gets close to the event date, it always gives you a reminder.
that's right.
Because, I mean, it's still a few months away and it's quite easy to forget at this moment.
As we talk about events, next week, the 6th, I think, of March, there is a big event at the EMCC
Okay,
for
yes.
the 1/8 buggy racing. So Brett will be there racing his hot bodies.
We've sponsored that event, don't we?
I think we're sponsoring
We
an
do.
event, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So we'll be naming sponsor, and Brett will be racing with his brother Richard, the Our body's the 819.
Talk about racing news. Well, the Yokomo BD10 LC is on its way as well.
Correct. It's just been shipped today, so we should say hopefully within a week. And once we have it, I think we'll have a couple of special live streaming.
Yes.
Potentially with some team drivers. So we'll see that.
Very special car.
So keep an eye on our social media. So we'll announce when the car turns up, and then we'll have a very special live streaming for that.
Yep.
For that car.
One final question for you guys.
Yes.
Regarding the new BD10,
yes.
Is that just the LC or also the LCR?
There'll be both actually. So the LC is the newer car, so that's the standard version, and then there is an LC R, which is with a rear RTC, which is a tow control system.
Yes.
And that will come as well. So
So is it
spare parts as well.
Yes,
So
at the
there will be
same
spare
time.
parts, definitely.
So for those that aren't aware of the this particular car, so Yokomo is a competition brand of radio control cars. This is their touring car in 1/10 scale.
Yep.
And Yokomo's been around for a long time and won multiple world championships. And so with this car, they're going to aim for another world championship.
Absolutely.
Now, the main differences are it's low center of gravity. So it's got a lot of weight that's been taken off. So it's lighter. Also lower
Shock
to the
towers,
ground.
the lower the shock towers.
Yep.
So everything's lower.
Yes. And then the R version has reactive rear suspension. Yeah.
So very much looking forward to this one. So we can start racing again on a
Yes.
Wednesday night, Baronia, and on a Saturday and Sundays at Cirque or Templestowe around here in Melbourne, and across Australia. We have quite a few of the guys racing up in Queensland and in Sydney and Western Australia, obviously.
Yes.
So
All around.
absolutely. So with this one, we've got it to go towards the weekend. So there's only a
Yes.
few hours to go before the weekend, and I'm
Yes.
sure someone will be either racing or doing some hobby this weekend.
Yep, that's right.
So follow us through the week on social media. Let us know what you've been up to this weekend on social media. Show some photos of your progress on your diorama perhaps,
Yes.
or any build of cars that you may be doing.
Anything at all, any project.
Really good
Yeah,
fun
how,
to see.
how you're staying busy.
That's right, and I'll be happy to reshare it and keeping the hobby going.
That's right.
Absolutely,
Yes.
very good.
All right.
So thank you everyone. Thank you for watching. Have
Thanks
a
for
good
coming
weekend.
by. That's right.
See you next week.
Happy building.
Bye bye.